Question 1. A luxury jewelry brand sources diamonds from a supplier claiming ethical practices. However, upon investigation, it is found that the supplier lacks third-party certification and has opaque sourcing methods. What should the brand do to ensure ethical sourcing? A. Continue the partnership, trusting the supplier's claims. B. Request documentation of ethical practices from the supplier. C. Seek third-party certification for the supplier's sourcing methods. D. Discontinue the partnership immediately without further inquiry. Correct answer. C. Seek third-party certification for the supplier's sourcing methods. Explanation. Third-party certifications, such as those from the Responsible Jewelry Council, RJC, provide independent verification of ethical sourcing practices. Relying solely on a supplier's claims without such verification can lead to reputational risks and ethical breaches. Question 2. In the context of luxury fashion, which certification ensures that textiles are produced with minimal environmental impact and fair labor practices? A. ISO 9001. B. Global Organic Textile Standard, GOTS. C. Fairtrade Certified. D. OHSAS 18001. Correct answer. B. Global Organic Textile Standard, GOTS. Explanation. GOTS is a leading standard for organic textiles, ensuring environmentally and socially responsible manufacturing processes. It covers the entire textile supply chain, including ecological and labor criteria. Question 3. A luxury brand aims to enhance supply chain transparency. Which technology can best facilitate real-time tracking of products from source to consumer? A. Barcode scanning. B. Radiofrequency identification, RFID. C. Manual record keeping. D. Enterprise resource planning, ERP systems. Correct answer. B. Radiofrequency identification, RFID. Explanation. RFID technology allows for real-time tracking of products throughout the supply chain, enhancing transparency and traceability, which are crucial for ethical sourcing in luxury brands. Question 4. Which of the following practices demonstrates a commitment to fair labor standards in the luxury supply chain? A. Outsourcing to the lowest-cost supplier without audits. B. Implementing regular third-party labor audits. C. Relying on supplier self-assessments. D. Focusing solely on product quality. Correct answer. B. Implementing regular third-party labor audits. Explanation. Regular third-party labor audits help ensure compliance with fair labor standards, identifying and addressing issues such as child labor, unsafe working conditions, and unfair wages in the supply chain. Question 5. Scenario. Ms. Thompson, a procurement manager at a luxury fashion house, discovers that a long-term supplier has been involved in unethical labor practices. What is the most appropriate course of action? A. Ignore the issue to maintain the business relationship. B. Conduct an internal review and continue the partnership. C. Engage with the supplier to address and rectify the issues. D. Immediately terminate the contract without discussion. Correct answer. C. Engage with the supplier to address and rectify the issues. Explanation. Engaging with the supplier to improve labor practices demonstrates a commitment to ethical sourcing and allows for remediation. Immediate termination may not lead to positive change, while ignoring the issue compromises ethical standards. Question 6. Which certification is specifically designed to ensure responsible mining practices in the jewelry industry? House Von Eden. A. Forest Stewardship Council, FSC. B. Responsible Jewelry Council, RJC. C. Global Organic Textile Standard, GOTS. D. Fairtrade Certified. Correct answer. B. Responsible Jewelry Council RJC. Explanation. The RJC provides certification for responsible ethical, human rights, social, and environmental practices throughout the jewelry supply chain, including mining. Question 7. What is the primary benefit of using blockchain technology in luxury supply chains? A. Reducing production costs. B. Enhancing product design. C. Ensuring immutable and transparent records. D. Simplifying marketing strategies. Correct answer. C. Ensuring immutable and transparent records. Explanation. Blockchain technology provides a decentralized and unchangeable ledger, enhancing transparency and traceability in supply chains, which is vital for verifying ethical sourcing in luxury goods. Question 8. Which of the following is a key component of fair trade practices in the luxury industry? A. Maximizing profit margins. B. Ensuring minimum wage compliance only. C. Providing fair prices and community development. D. Focusing solely on product quality. Correct answer. C. Providing fair prices and community development. Explanation. Fair trade practices involve paying fair prices to producers and investing in community development, ensuring ethical treatment and sustainable livelihoods for workers in the luxury supply chain. Question 9. In luxury fashion, what is the primary purpose of supply chain auditing? A. To increase production speed. B. To identify and mitigate ethical and environmental risks. C. To reduce marketing expenses. D. To outsource production to cheaper regions. Question 9. In luxury fashion, what is the primary purpose of supply chain auditing? A. To increase production speed. B. To identify and mitigate ethical and environmental risks. C. To reduce marketing expenses. D. To outsource production to cheaper regions. Question 10. Which of the following best describes the role of certification schemes like GOTS and RJC in luxury supply chains? A. They serve as marketing tools without substantial impact. B. They provide independent verification of ethical practices. C. They are optional and have no influence on consumer trust. D. They focus solely on environmental aspects, ignoring social factors. Correct answer. B. They provide independent verification of ethical practices. Explanation. Certification schemes like GOTS and RJC offer third-party verification of ethical and sustainable practices in the supply chain, enhancing credibility and consumer trust in luxury brands. Question 11. Which design principle focuses on creating luxury products that can be easily disassembled for recycling or repair? A. Design for aesthetics. B. Design for disassembly. C. Design for exclusivity. D. Design for mass production. Correct answer. B. Design for disassembly. Explanation. Design for disassembly involves creating products that can be easily taken apart, facilitating recycling, repair, and extending the product's life cycle, aligning with sustainable luxury principles. Question 12. In sustainable luxury, what is the significance of using biodegradable materials? Simple syllabus. A. They reduce production costs. B. They enhance product durability. C. They minimize environmental impact after disposal. D. They are easier to source globally. Correct answer. C. They minimize environmental impact after disposal. Explanation. Biodegradable materials break down naturally, reducing environmental pollution and aligning with the sustainability goals of luxury brands committed to environmental stewardship. Question 13. Which assessment tool evaluates the environmental impacts of a luxury product throughout its life cycle, from raw material extraction to disposal? A value chain mapping. B. Life cycle assessment, LCA. C. Net present value, NPV. D. Consumer impact estimation. Correct answer, B. Life cycle assessment, LCA. Explanation. LCA measures environmental impacts such as carbon emissions, water usage, and waste generation across all stages of a product's life. It guides luxury designers to make informed, sustainable choices. Question 14. What is a key advantage of using regenerative materials in luxury product development? A. They are cheaper to mass produce. B. They eliminate the need for skilled labor. C. They restore ecosystems and go beyond sustainability. D. They are more durable than synthetic materials. Correct answer, C. They restore ecosystems and go beyond sustainability. Explanation. Regenerative materials like organic hemp or bamboo actively improve soil health and biodiversity, aligning with luxury brands aiming to leave a positive ecological footprint. Question 15. Scenario. Mr. Delgado, a luxury watchmaker, is considering using modular design to improve the environmental profile of his new timepiece line. However, he's concerned it may conflict with the exclusivity associated with his brand. What is the most strategic decision he can make? A. Dismiss modular design entirely to retain exclusivity. B. Use modularity in internal components while keeping external custom craftsmanship. C. Shift to full modular design and offer interchangeable luxury components. D. Avoid sustainability for this line and compensate with marketing elsewhere. Correct answer, B. Use modularity in internal components while keeping external custom craftsmanship. Explanation. This hybrid approach maintains brand identity while improving sustainability through modular repair and reuse, aligning with eco-design principles and consumer expectations. Question 16. What is the primary goal of integrating cultural preservation into sustainable luxury product design? A. To reduce import-export tax complications. B. To enhance product value by using indigenous symbols. C. To protect heritage craftsmanship and empower local communities. D. To comply with international customs regulations. Correct answer, C. To protect heritage craftsmanship and empower local communities. Explanation. Embedding cultural preservation promotes inclusivity and sustainability by supporting artisan knowledge, preventing cultural erasure, and aligning with the triple bottom line. Question 17. Which of the following is most aligned with sustainable luxury packaging innovation? A. Double boxing to enhance the unboxing experience. B. Polystyrene foam for premium protection. C. Using reusable and minimalist packaging with high-end aesthetics. D. Shrink wrapping to ensure freshness and gloss. Correct answer, C. Using reusable and minimalist packaging with high-end aesthetics. Explanation. Sustainable luxury packaging emphasizes function, beauty, and low environmental impact. Minimalist reusable options reduce waste without compromising elegance. Question 18. Which of the following best demonstrates design for end-of-life in sustainable luxury? A. Producing limited edition runs to enhance exclusivity. B. Selecting materials based on visual aesthetics only. C. Designing with monomaterials for ease of recycling. D. Offering free upgrades with each new product version. Correct answer, C. Designing with monomaterials for ease of recycling. Explanation. Using single material designs ensures recyclability, reduces sorting challenges, and aligns with closed-loop systems in luxury product development. Question 19. Scenario: Ms. Kaneko, a designer for a sustainable handbag line, is sourcing biodegradable leathers and eco-dyes. The manufacturing team argues for synthetic PU leather to cut costs. What should she do to preserve luxury sustainability standards? A: shift to synthetic leather to meet budget and improve margins. B: compromise by mixing PU leather with biodegradable materials. C: educate stakeholders on long-term branding and eco-impact of biodegradable materials. D: cancel the line and redesign using synthetic-only materials. Correct answer: C: educate stakeholders on long-term branding and eco-impact of biodegradable materials. Explanation: leadership in sustainable design involves guiding internal teams toward long-term environmental and brand equity benefits, even if short-term costs rise. Question 20. How does design for repair support sustainability goals in the luxury sector? A: by encouraging disposal of older models. B: by requiring exclusive repair licenses for added profit. C: by extending product life and reducing resource extraction. D: by limiting consumer access to spare parts. Correct answer: C: by extending product life and reducing resource extraction. Explanation: repairability reduces waste and raw material demand, aligning with the principles of a circular economy and customer expectations for durable luxury. Question 21. What defines brand authenticity in sustainable luxury markets? A: matching product prices with other brands. B: using recycled content without disclosures. C: aligning brand values with transparent and purpose-driven storytelling. D: offering sustainability as a silent added benefit. Correct answer: C: aligning brand values with transparent and purpose-driven storytelling. Explanation: authenticity builds consumer trust by consistently communicating purpose, actions, and values related to sustainability, supported by traceable practices. Question 22. Which of the following is an example of greenwashing in luxury branding? A: publishing a detailed sustainability report audited by a third party. B: marketing vegan leather as eco-friendly, while it's made of petroleum-based PVC. C: launching a fully traceable, organic collection with full LCA access. D: investing in local artisan workshops to reduce transport emissions. Correct answer: B: marketing vegan leather as eco-friendly while it's made of petroleum-based PVC. Explanation: claiming sustainability without full transparency or accuracy, like promoting fossil-based vegan leather as green, constitutes greenwashing and misleads consumers. Question 23. Scenario: Mr. Idris is launching a new luxury fashion brand and wants to position it as sustainably innovative. However, he is unsure whether to highlight its carbon-neutral logistics or its exclusive use of upcycled fabrics. What should his brand focus be? A: highlight carbon-neutral logistics only as it reflects innovation. B: focus on upcycled fabrics and ignore logistics for simplicity. C: combine both narratives into a cohesive brand purpose story. D: market the brand using traditional luxury cues to avoid confusion. Correct answer: C: combine both narratives into a cohesive brand purpose story. Explanation: integrated messaging ensures that sustainability is positioned not as a feature, but as the core identity of the luxury brand, reinforcing long-term loyalty and differentiation. Question 24. How can luxury brands avoid sustainability fatigue in consumer communications? A: by minimizing any reference to sustainability. B: by over-explaining every metric and data point. C. By focusing on compelling narratives and emotional engagement. D. By publishing only financial performance metrics. Correct answer. C. By focusing on compelling narratives and emotional engagement. Explanation. Consumers respond to values-driven stories more than statistics. Emotional connection fosters brand loyalty without overwhelming audiences. Question 25. What distinguishes a value-based positioning strategy in sustainable luxury? A. Competing on price with fast fashion brands. B. Prioritizing visual aesthetics over supply chain practices. C. Aligning product offerings with deep consumer ethics and identity. D. Relying on legacy without modern sustainability integration. Correct answer. C. Aligning product offerings with deep consumer ethics and identity. Explanation. Value-based positioning builds resonance with ethically driven consumers, linking luxury to personal values and broader impact. Question 26. Which of the following most effectively differentiates a sustainable luxury brand? A. Celebrity endorsements unrelated to sustainability. B. Transparent sourcing and cultural relevance in brand story. C. Discounts for eco-collections. D. Fast product release cycles and seasonal trends. Correct answer. B. Transparent sourcing and cultural relevance in brand story. Explanation. Consumers demand brands that are both traceable and rooted in cultural or environmental significance, enhancing brand loyalty and prestige. Question 27. Scenario. Ms. Dubois, a sustainability officer at a legacy fashion house, is proposing a rebranding strategy focused on generational responsibility. The executive team fears this will alienate their traditional clientele. What is the best strategic direction? A. Delay the strategy and test it in fast fashion segments. B. Introduce sustainability quietly through back-end changes only. C. Embrace generational responsibility and tailor messaging to bridge both consumer bases. D. Continue heritage branding and drop sustainability messaging altogether. Correct answer. C. Embrace generational responsibility and tailor messaging to bridge both consumer bases. Explanation. Successful sustainable luxury branding respects heritage while evolving with modern ethics, positioning the brand as progressive and inclusive. Question 28. How can a luxury brand use traceability as a competitive advantage? A. By hiding supplier details to protect trade secrets. B. By disclosing supply chain information selectively. C. By offering full transparency and QR-link provenance to customers. D. By using coded labels that only staff can interpret. Correct answer. C. By offering full transparency and QR-link provenance to customers. Explanation. Full traceability builds trust, educates consumers, and validates premium pricing through verified sustainability practices. Question 29. What makes storytelling a critical tool in sustainable luxury branding? A. It enables quicker product turnaround. B. It replaces the need for product innovation. C. It connects consumers emotionally to values, heritage, and impact. D. It focuses solely on the founder's biography. Correct answer. C. It connects consumers emotionally to values, heritage, and impact. Explanation. Storytelling elevates luxury branding by adding depth, context, and meaning, especially when sustainability is woven into every chapter of the narrative. Question 30. Which of the following is most essential for maintaining brand credibility in sustainability claims? A. Generalized slogans about green lifestyles. B. Trend-driven campaigns without supporting action. C. Documented performance data and third-party validation. D. Using aesthetic cues like green packaging only. Correct answer. C. Documented performance data and third-party validation. Explanation. Verified data and independent assessments help avoid greenwashing and strengthen the credibility of luxury sustainability claims.